Hello everybody, today I'm finally going to cover the completion ending of FNaF 6 and tell you how to complete the office sections and salvage sections extremely easily and quickly. After starting a new game, the first thing you're going to want to do is buy the sanitation station.
Let's see how much cash you had left over after purchasing your franchise package. Great, that should be more than enough. Now let's get started. On your left are your product catalogs. You can unlock more expensive catalogs by simply purchasing items.
After buying that, you're just going to want to immediately start the night. You just don't need to buy anything or do anything else. Just start the night, and there will be no animatronics in because you bought the sanitation station.
Is now officially open.
So just quickly complete your tasks like you did on all the other endings. Once you're done with that, you just log out and you begin the first salvage section of the game where you salvage Molten Freddy. All 4 salvages work the same, so I'm going to go over all 4 of them, basic mechanics. There's going to be an audio prompt that plays, and once it finishes, you're going to have to flip up the little paper. Once you have the paper up, there's a chance that they'll go either aggressive or stay docile. How do you know if they're aggressive? There's 2 ways to know if they're aggressive. They either are in their visual stage or their audio stage of aggressive, and I'll show you both of those now. Here's all 3 of Molten Freddy's phases. As you can see, he gets closer to you the more aggressive he gets. When he's in stage 3, you're going to want to hit him with a controlled shock to send him back to stage 1. If he's in stage 1 and 2, you don't have to worry about stopping him unless you hear the audio cue, which I will play for you right now. Now, Molten Freddy's audio cue is pretty much impossible to hear while the audio prompt's going on, so I recommend pausing the tape after putting down the paper so you can listen for it, and zap him when he's in that stage. If you successfully salvage him, you get $500, but if you do more than 3 zaps, it will decrease. So I recommend keeping track of that. If you've already done 3 zaps, then just don't zap him anymore and just hope you get lucky enough that he doesn't go into his kill stage. That's all I have to say for the salvages. This is the only one of 2 that you actually have to successfully do. The 3rd and 4th one you can fail at and you'll still be fine, but you need the money from the first 2 salvages for this strategy to work, so make sure you successfully salvage both of them. After the 5th and final audio prompt, you'll have salvaged Molten Freddy, you'll be $500 richer, and he's going to be in the building on the next night, so you're going to have to actually do some strategy. After starting up Tuesday, immediately go into the night. Also make sure you're ignoring every single sponsor you get offered. They will make your life hell later on in the game if you decide to accept them. Once the night begins, you're going to want to use the motion detector to see what side Molten Freddy's on. If he's on the right side like he is in this recording, you're going to want to put an audio down right where I put it right here. If he's on the left side, put an audio down on the left middle row instead. And then you're just going to want to start up a task and stare at that direction for the entire night, pretty much. After starting a task and turning either left or right, depending on where Molten Freddy was, you're going to want to turn the fan off and leave it off till the office hits around 100 degrees. When you hear that a task is finished, you're going to want to quickly turn to the computer and start up the next one. And you can keep repeating this cycle till the office hits around 100 degrees. Then you're going to want to turn the fan on and leave it on until it's at 66, and keep doing the strategy like you did earlier. And once the office hits 66, you can turn the fan back off and wait for it to hit about 110 degrees and turn it back on. But you'll most likely finish the night before it hits 110, so you should be good. You just repeat this the entire night, and the only way you can die is if you get really unlucky and Molten Freddy decides to go around the building to the other side and kill you. But even then, you have to get pretty unlucky for that to happen. For the order that you do the tasks in, I highly recommend doing the printing ones first since they're the longest and they're the loudest. After that, it doesn't matter what the other two sets you do next, they pretty much take about the same length. That's everything I have to say about Tuesday. Once you've mastered this is pretty much what you're going to do on every other night, except it's going to be a little different for the rest of the nights. But let's move on to the second salvage of the game. After completing Tuesday, we now have the second salvage of the game, ScrapTrap, which is the only other salvage in the game that you have to successfully do without losing any money. Otherwise, the strategy will most likely not work, or you'll have to just spend some more time in the Tycoon segment of Wednesday doing some Midnight Motorist runs to get enough money. ScrapTrap Salvage works the same way as Molten Freddy's, he's just more aggressive. Just like Molten Freddy, he has 3 visual stages and an audio stage to see how dangerous he is. Here is his 3 visual stages. As you can see, he seems to wake up and sit straighter the more aggressive he gets until he's in stage 3, and just like with Molten Freddy, you need to electrocute him when he's in stage 3 to send him back to stage 1. You don't have to worry about stage 1 and 2 unless you hear the audio cue when you pause the tape, which sounds like this.
An audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt.
If you hear that sound, even if he's in stage 1 and 2, it means he's going to kill you on the next flip and you need to immediately zap him. As you heard, it sounds like some kind of distorted heartbeat, and like with Molten Freddy, it's pretty much impossible to hear when the tape's playing, so you have to pause it to listen. I recommend pausing right after putting down the paper. And like with Molten Freddy, if you've done 3 zaps, just hope you get lucky enough that he doesn't go into his kill stage again, because you need the money from this salvage if you want to do this quickly, and don't want to play any more Midnight Motorist, because if you follow my other guides, you're probably really tired of playing Midnight Motorist.
Well done.
After salvaging ScrapTrap, you'll be $1,000 richer, and you'll have a new threat in the building.
Deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously, but it is intriguing nonetheless.
Just like with Tuesday, after finishing the night, you're going to want to immediately start the next one. And you should have $1,900 by this point, so when you start the night, go into the Upgrades tab and immediately buy all 3 of them. Once you've bought the upgrades, you can start the strategy for the night, which is very similar to Tuesday's strategy, just with a little difference at the beginning. Instead of using the motion detector to see what side they're on, you're going to want to just put an audio alert down in the left middle row, like right here. And then you're going to want to turn right the entire night and proceed to do the same strategy as Tuesday. And the only way you can die when doing this is if something comes in the left side and just hears you, even if you're making no sound. You sometimes get unlucky, that's about all. I'm going to repeat the strategy here. After the first printing task, turn off the fan and leave it off until the office hits 100 degrees. Then, just every time the task is finished, quickly turn to the computer and start up the next one. Just keep repeating this until the office hits about 100 degrees. Then start up the fan again, and leave it on until the office hits around 66. Continue doing your tasks like you did before until the office hits 110. You'll most likely won't, but if it does, just use the fan on again until it hits 66 again. You should have all your tasks completed before it even hits 110, so you should be fine. And that's about all. You just have to get good luck with the left vent animatronics. Funnily enough, this is actually the night I died on more times. I didn't actually get any deaths on any other night besides Wednesday. I don't know why. But this whole strategy revolves around you getting out of the building as fast as you can. So just keep doing it as fast as you can. And that's all I have to say for Wednesday. Let's go to the next salvage. Now you do need to click proceed with the salvage, but you do not need to successfully do it. You can do multiple zaps, you can zap after every flip, it doesn't matter, you don't need money past this point. But if you do want to successfully do the salvage, then you should watch this part, as I'm going to show you. She works the same as the other salvages, so I'm going to give you her visual cues and then I'll give you her audio cue after. As you can see, stage 1 and 2 look almost no different. She just gets a little closer in stage 2, but that doesn't matter since the only thing you're really looking for is stage 3, which you can tell because she has both her eyes visible and her teeth visible. That's how you know when she's in stage 3. Like before, you don't have to worry about stage 1 and 2 unless you hear the audio cue, which sounds like this.
Document results. Begin.
As you heard, it's a similar clicking sound to Molten Freddy's, and when you hear that in stage 1 and 2, you need to zap her. If you do it without zapping her more than 3 times, then you get $2,500.
End tape.
And that's all I have to say for ScrapBaby. Once you finish salvaging her, you're going to be $2,500 richer, and you'll have one more new threat into the building. Once you load into Thursday, you're just going to want to buy some random stuff instead of just starting the night immediately. You need to buy, literally buy anything. You don't need to buy anything specific. You just need any amount of FAS rating to get the completion ending. So just go through the catalogs, buy whatever you want. Doesn't matter. You just need at least a bit of FAS rating. Once you finish doing that, just start the night. Now, there's no need for me to explain the strategy for this night, as it's the exact same on Wednesday. Same with every other night after this. You just want to do the same strategy. If you want a refresher on it, go back to the Wednesday section of the video. I don't need to explain this again. Just do the exact same thing as Wednesday. The only way you can die is from bad RNG. Just complete your task, get out of the building as fast as you can. That's all you gotta do. Let's talk about the final salvage of the game.
Back alley.
Once you finish Thursday's office segment, you now have the opportunity to salvage Lefty, who gives you a whopping $5,000 for salvaging. Like with ScrapBaby, you don't actually need to successfully do it since you don't need money past this point, but if you want to do it, then focus on this part for the guide. Like with the other salvages, I'm going to give you her visual cues first, and then I'm going to give you her audio cues, so here are her visual cues right here. As you can see, not much changes between the 3 stages. The easiest way to tell if she's in stage 3 is by looking at the star. If the upper right point of the star is the one that's illuminated, then that means she's in stage 3 and you need to electrocute her. Or if she's in stage 1 and you hear her audio cue, which sounds like this. If when you pause the tape you hear that mechanical whirring sound, that means you need to electrocute her.
End tape.
After completing that, you now have your final salvage, and all 4 animatronics are now all at the building. You only have 2 nights left. For Friday and Saturday, you just want to immediately start the nights. You don't need to do anything during the Tycoon segment. That's pretty much all I have to say for this guide, if I'm being honest. They're the exact same strategy that you used on Thursday is going to be used on Friday, and if you missed that part of the video, then just go back to the Wednesday night section. That's all I have to say. I'm going to leave y'all with my Uncut Saturday completion so that you can see how the strategy works that way. And that's all.
assure you, that's still me.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
Congratulations on completing your work week. We apologize if your situation wasn't presented to you in a completely honest fashion when you first started, but it was important that your intentions and actions be genuine. Here at Fazbear Entertainment, we value fun, family, and food. But more importantly, we value our commitment to atoning for past mistakes and tying up loose ends. Thank you for your participation. There is no need for you to return to work next week, as Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity. Please accept this certificate of completion. Goodbye for now, And thank you for taking this journey with us.
And that's the end of this video and the FNAF 6 guide series. Thank you so much for watching this video. The next video I'm going to do is actually going to be a challenge, and then after the challenge, I'm going to do a guide series for FNAF 1, 2, 3, and 4. That way I have the first 6 games made, and I hope you enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching the series again. Take care, y'all.